I'm flying this week from Dublin to Seattle to run the Jack and Jill Marathon 2023, and in this video I'm going to show you how and what I pack. I'm going to go through some of my packing tips first, the ones I've probably learned most of these the hard way, and then I'm going to go through some of the things I'm going to bring. But the first one is a checklist. Pilots have checklists and passengers should too. I have lots of checklists. I go for one each marathon, and then something I'd have forgotten I add in. If it's something I don't need to bring, it'll still be there, but I'll put NA beside it and move on. But yeah, I always have a checklist, and as I've got everything into the final packing area, I'll go from blank list on my Excel to a green bar, meaning it's packed. One thing I definitely learned the hard way: all essentials in my carry-on baggage or on my person. Nothing goes in the hold of the plane that I can't afford to lose. So that means number one, all my essential passports, ESTA, all that kind of stuff, maybe in my bag or on the phone, which will be with me, house keys, and most importantly, my marathon kit. Every single thing that'll be on me in the marathon will be in my checked on bag, or else I'm wearing it. So yeah, nothing. I've lost so many bags. I remember arriving in Melbourne to find out my baggage was in Tokyo. Can't afford that, not when I'm running a marathon. I always fly in as comfortable clothes as I can find, and I'll be going through 2 security checks before I get on the plane. So I'll be wearing these on my feet, the Nike Zoom X Flies, supremely comfortable to wear, very easy to slip on and off. I'll also be wearing a pair of running trousers. I nearly always wear running trousers. They're really handy. They can unzip so they're loose at the bottom, but around my waist there's a drawstring rather than a belt. Much easier for security, and because there are zipped pockets, I can be sure that absolutely nothing will fall out. I'll wear my SOAR running vest on the top, the zipped up one with a pocket here. My passport will go in that, and anything essential I need, my phone. So everything's on me, but it's always zipped up and easy to get at. I put everything I bring into packing cubes. Makes it really easy to sort. T-shirts, shorts, underwear, socks, that kind of thing. Makes it really easy for me to only take out what I need on the day. I'm traveling to a variety of different hotels, and I can very easily get at stuff without having the entire jumble of a suitcase that we've all been to, and you can't find anything. So this works for me. All of my marathon kit will go in one of the Zoom X bags I got with the Alpha Flies, and everything will be in that, and that will be in my carry-on. One of the things I always travel with is a plastic bag that I put into a suitcase, in which I put all my dirty clothes, which gathers up over the week. And because I'll be running the marathon, when I come back from running the marathon, I'll stand in the shower in all the clothes and my chest strap and wash all that down to get all the essentially the sweat out of it and the salts. And then I'll dry those, pop them in the plastic bag, and it means the bag will be less sweaty. I don't just randomly pack t-shirts. I'll plan for how many I need, or how many underwear, how many socks. One of the things I often do is I'll be doing a couple of runs beforehand. So I'll bring and I'll plan to wear things on those runs that I've probably worn the day before, for instance, so that they mightn't be as fresh as I'd like them to be, but they'll be fine for running in. Rather than bring specific running gear for that, it'll be stuff that I've got a second use out of before I run in them. I pack as efficiently as possible. I have an expandable suitcase and I have an expandable carry-on, and I'm cautious about the volume. So inside in my shoes, I'll stuff those with the socks. I've got a headlamp in some of them. I'll stuff them with all sorts of stuff. That's kind of what I do to reduce the volume of what I'm carrying. And then all the t-shirts, I'll Ranger roll them. So this is a t-shirt. I'll roll these. There's loads of videos online about how to roll them these ways. But I pack everything down as easily and tightly as possible, so there's less rummaging. I'm devil for rummaging on the trip and thinking, where did I put that, where did I put that? So to try and avoid that, I Ranger roll all the t-shirts. As well as the suitcase and the carry-on, I have 2 nice running bags that I can use for a day pack on my back. I got both of them for some sort of reason. They weren't on sale. They were if you bought something, you got them. And I've kept those. I found them incredibly useful as a little zip section. And I'll use those if I'm going out and about on a day. Also, when I'm on the way back, if I've bought an awful lot of stuff, I could put what is now my carry-on into the hold with the main bag and just use the on bag for the essentials, the passport and things like that. I won't be worried about the marathon kit coming back to Ireland. I have lost so many bags over the years, and a delay is almost as bad as a loss. I will photograph what goes into it. I mean, obviously I have a giant Excel spreadsheet, so I know what's in it if it does get lost. but I on the outside of the bag, airlines stick stickers all the time to allow it to go through automatic baggage. I go through the bag, check that there's none on that, remove those in case it's misidentified. So I do that. I put an air tag on every bag. They're relatively new development air tags, but they're useful as some sort of peace of mind. And if they do get lost, my suitcases are both red. I have a camera bag that's yellow, but I use bright colors. In the old days when I had a regular Samsonite, just like thousands of other bags that would come off the carousel, but I would tie purple shoelaces around the handle. Something to help me easily identify it, or somebody else easily identify it if it goes missing. And then the last thing I do is I always photograph the bag before it disappears down into the bowels of the airport. So yeah, it's really good to have a photo if you have lost your bag to show someone, say, this is the bag I lost. I mentioned the various Excel spreadsheets that I go through in packing. Kirsten, I don't know which is worse, me making this video or you for watching it. But anyway, we'll crack. First section is the legal things I need to bring: the passport, the driver's license, the ESTA, all of those kinds of things are itemized, because if I don't have the passport, I'm not going anywhere. I then have medical things that I need to check off. The doctor has me some statin tablets, so I need to bring those. I could get by without them. I don't think it'd be too much difficulty in a week, but I bring those. I bring some ibuprofen, Voltarol gel, various stuff. A lot of it you can get in the destinations, be that Rotterdam, be that the United States, be that wherever, but it's handier to have it with me so that I don't use up a lot of leg miles wandering around looking for stuff and wasting time in stores that I don't need to go to. So I then check off all the medical stuff, and then I often bring a variety of medical devices with me: the thermometer, the blood pressure monitor, yes, the weighing scales. So I bring all that stuff with me. Then the Marathon kit is supremely important. That will all go in the carry-on. I will be very careful. All of that will go in one set and then into one ZoomX bag and then into the carry-on. I also check the race tech. I'll be running the Garmin 955 Solar, the Apple Watch Ultra, but I'll also be very particular about the strap. So I want to check I've got the right strap with me. I'll also be bringing the Garmin HRM Pro, but I've changed the battery out, so that won't be a problem. I'm bringing the Ultrahuman Ring Air, and I'm bringing a Stride foot pod. And I'll charge all of the things up before I go. The Stride foot pod is fully charged, but I'll bring chargers with me. But that's very important that I have the race tech set out. I then look at my nutrition, food, all those kinds of things I'm going to bring. I bring Morton. I know you can get Morton somewhere in Seattle, but I'm going to bring that. All the gels, all that. I'm going to bring my instant coffee of choice to Seattle because it works for me, and I'll bring oatmeal, even though I know it's available nearly everywhere. I don't want to be getting up for breakfast to find it's a schlep to the store. Don't do any of that. I'll bring my trusty Whole Foods dog bowl, which I bought when I did the Chicago Marathon. I love bringing it. It's a kind of memento, I suppose. But I bought a dog bowl because I couldn't find any other bowl. That was in a hurry to make my food in. I'll bring a little knife combo, that sort of stuff. So I'll have all those, and again, I'll separately check those off. I'll have a variety of miscellaneous items, some for the airplane, some for the hotel, and so there'll be maybe a neck pillow. I'll also have some recovery sandals or flip-flops, the Hoka ones that I use all the time, and various things like that that I've checked off that are sort of miscellaneous. I'll always bring my On hybrid shorts because they're great for swimming, and so you've an underlayer and you've an overlayer for swimming. And then, as it happens, I think in Berlin I ran in them because I had another shorts problem. I always have shorts problems, but anyway, I had a short problem, so I actually ran the marathon in them. And I'll bring a variety of those things, as I mentioned earlier: the Nike slip-on shoes, the Path trousers, all those kinds of things with me. I'll be making videos, or hope to make videos, as I go along, so I need to bring a lot of filming equipment. I'll bring my MacBook Pro for editing. In general, I'd bring that anyway because I need a MacBook for various bits and pieces. I will download in advance on my phone some YouTube videos. I can't download Netflix, I think, to my phone and to my computer. You could have to an iPad, but I'll download some of that for the airplane. I'll bring some regular books for the airplane as well as a MacBook, and most importantly, I'll bring my notebook that I've gone back a long period of time. I never go out anywhere without my notebook and pens. Well, maybe to the pub. I wouldn't go to the pub with my notebook, but yeah, everywhere else I'll bring my notebook. In order to film the videos, I'll be bringing lots of GoPros like this one. I think I've got 4 of them at this stage. Maybe I've got 5 of them. Anyway, I don't know. I'll bring 3 or 4. I'll bring an Insta360. I'll bring the camera will be on my iPhone. I won't bring the big Canon R5, and I won't bring a large tripod. I'll bring a variety of monopods, both the small stick Insta360 type ones, and also the iFootage one, which is one of the best monopods available. I have a couple of those I'll bring, and again they'll all go in the carry-on. I'll bring my Zoom F3 recorder, but I'll have a couple of other different ways of recording sound if needs be. I'll bring over-ear headphones, some Bose noise cancelling ones to have, and I'll also bring some in-ear Bose noise cancelling. I might bring a couple of other ones. So there'll be that. There will be lots of mini tripods, a small iPhone holder, I'll bring that, and again I'll be using the iPhone to get some footage. So there'll be a lot of those kinds of filming related products, and there'll also be a light. I've got one over there that I'm not using, but I will be bringing some lighting as well because I want to film what I'm doing, and again all of that will go in my carry-on. And so to power all this, I'll be bringing a lot of different batteries and I bring an entire USB hub with all sorts of cables hanging out of it. I'll be bringing obviously chargers for the MacBook. I'll show a picture of what I had to do in China is to support the MacBook, and that's always a problem. I always have to be I had to do exactly the same thing in Dublin this morning at something I was at with someone else's MacBook. But again, all the chargers and all the battery types, and make sure that they're all charged. We've all run out of battery time. There'll be lots of GoPro batteries. I'm always amazed when the bag goes through security. I can see the guy and he's pausing and he's looking at the sheer amount of cables and gadgets that are in my carry-on. But yeah, always comes through and it's always with me. So Seattle, here I come. See you in less than a week's time. Thanks for all your support.